It's that time. What up, YouTube? It's time for some Black Dot. Oh, the rhyme escapes me again, so I guess y'all aren't hearing it. Let's see. May's schedule has been released, so I'm gonna talk about it. Co-op in the background, normal format. Let's be screwing around. You don't feel the need to watch the gameplay. It's just something to have on the background. The focus is what I'm saying. Hopefully. Yeah, let's get right into it. Level 70 Crystal Awakenings Part 10. Ooh, boy, we got Hope rework, Shadow rework, and Lightning realization. Ooh, there's a lot to talk about here. Shadow is an amazing DPS. Good lord. He's got his counter gimmick where he sends an interceptor counter after every move he does, and after every time he evades, it is a 70% chance to evade. Someone pointed out to me the other night, that's the same chances as Selfie's wall preventing a debuff, which means he's never going to reach. Kidding. Oh, yeah, Shadow's excellent. He's got ignore defense on damn near everything, including his counter. He just pumps out a ridiculous amount of damage. Spam skills against nobody's business. He's going to be an excellent DPS for the next couple months. We'll be able to put in work and content. Sadly, he has the looming bad future of Brave reduction swapping out for rising defense in Chaos, and that means he gets kind of shut out. But don't let that misguide you. If you're gonna use him, use him now. Is what I'm trying to say. Please. Yeah, just good DPS. Got his evasion gimmick. He can't tank, obviously. So. But when he works well, he works super well, and he works pretty much everywhere. Stack him with ranged Imperialers like Irvine or Fran, for example, and he's just dropping bodies. It's crazy. HP tag. Lightning is superb. I feel like she has two things going for her, positive and negative. Because one, she has waifuism, so people are gonna build her regardless. Is my volume too high? I'm always asking. Let me chop that down. Wow. Yeah, but on the negative, she has her LD in the future, and people are gonna be like, oh, I don't want to use Lightning, well, I'm gonna wait till her LD. I mean, that's valid, but don't act like Lightning isn't elite right now. she's good as hell. The only thing is she's got kind of a skill gap. I personally don't really understand how to use her, because there's some weird optimization going on, where you gotta, possibly remove her speed passives sometimes, and then you got to make sure to optimize her by only using her plus skills, by maintaining her stacks back and forth. I have her in JP with her LD, and I'm not a fan, but I know some people playing this her. So keep that in mind. But guess we're going to just for RNAs. Huh. Yeah, she's good. Now I'm not gonna compare her to Vayne, but I'm gonna compare her to Vayne. I like playing Vayne more. His buffs can be extended, which is hilarious. I like Vayne more as a character. He's a good single target DPS, but Lightning has the benefit of imperiling her own element and having the free turns on break. Oh my god, really? Huh. How am I supposed to do video content if I can't find the match? Oh well, ignore that. Yeah, Lightning's good. I think the star of this banner though is Hope. Hope is just a busted support. He's got like 70% attack aura, mad battery, heals on EX, brave damage reduction for the party, HP damage reduction on his additional ability, splash HP plus, party battery bravely plus. I mean, he's got the works, and he can work on a budget. Like 1 out of 3 hope, you get that aura and those stats up, and you're just chilling. I mean, jeez, he is. Why does nobody know the break order for Fran? I'm offended. Oh, that was some rough damage, bro. Oof. Anyways, yeah. Plus, on top of all of that, um, Hope has buff extension, so pairing that with like Vayne, Leo, Hope is just a stupid team. Like that's the face roll team of the Central. That team plays off each other so well it hurts. Uh, Stuff like that, your Hope's just gonna be able to keep running for a very long time, even through like once Burst Era starts. Hope is still plenty viable, and it's insane. Don't if you're gonna go for anybody, go for him. That's my plan. I have like 900 tickets, which I'm not proud of. I shouldn't have that many, so I'm gonna spend them. That's how I pull. If I have too many tickets, I use them. I don't touch my gems unless I really need them. But you know, yeah, I'm gunning for Hope. Please gun for Hope. Don't sleep. Don't sleep at all. Even if you got Pinello, even if you got Rosa, even if you're thinking of RCLN next month, Hope is where it's at. Don't sleep. Alright, Porom. Porom is still sleeper busted. She is the Swiss Army knife support. She will get you through anything. Now with her EX plus, she has even more heals. Her EX does splash damage. She has Brave Gain Overflow Aura. It's not attached to a buff like Selfie. Selfie's Overflow is attached to Aura, but Porom is just pure Aura. So free turn units like Vayne can do whatever the hell they want. I think she has a heal up aura too, so her heals are even more effective. So she'll be putting you at max HP just with everything. It's no joke, and her defense down is no joke either. She also works anywhere because she's purely battery based. So keep that in mind. Yang is also on the banner. I really don't know much about Yang, but he's on paper at least. This is me spitballing. He's got crazy AoE. He's going to be elite in the fight. The Chaos isn't terribly bad. It's going to get double RNA'd and called easy, so whatever. I don't have much to say about him. He's a triple A sphere character, so he's just raw DPS. I mean, if you need a ranged DPS and you need some AoE, Yang's where it's at. I wish someone would do like a Yang saga like Inkwelder does with Sabin, but Yang is a dusty old man, so I don't see anybody doing that. But we'll see. I love to be proven wrong. He seems plenty viable, so if you're interested, go for it. Can't say I saw many people pull for him in JP, probably because again he's ugly and he's just raw DPS, and most people, if you've been playing for a while, aren't really in need of raw DPS, so take it with a grain of salt. We fought these bosses in the Cosmos before. They're pretty much the same. They're just tankier and hit harder. If you bring Porom, you'll just clap it. So bring some AoE. Also, the Heretic fight. I don't remember it all. So either it wasn't bad or it wasn't memorable. That's a decent sign. Moving forward, Caius. Caius is quite the character. So he feels like the break order, my guy. What are you doing? Come on, dude. You're not. Go on, man. Caius, similar to Bosch and Camelot, I believe feel like incomplete characters. Like they had ideas in for their kit, so they didn't know how to balance them, so they kind of left him undercooked, and it hurts Caius because he's got a decent kit on paper. I mean, his whole thing is applying Doom. Doom being the buff that breaks you no matter what. And he has 4 frame buffs: Max Brave down, Defense down, Poison, and Doom. And they have like Chaos in front of them, so that's why they're framed. They're special, but they act the same. So he's good for shutting out bosses. They like to buff themselves often, which I'm not really sure happens. So that niche is already kind of because if bosses are buffing themselves often, I'd rather just bring a Dispeller, you feel me? Doom is very good, but it's also kinda niche. It insta breaks enemies if you time it correctly. He's got it on his additional ability and on his skill too. I can't think of any many fights where it's terribly useful, because most of the time, if I need to shave a massive amount of Brave, I'll just bring someone who can do that, instead of relying on trying to time Caius's buffs. But that's just me. Please, he attacked the wrong guy. Oh. At least you have weapon passives. That's good. Where was I? Yeah, so Caius's Doom, I don't consider it all that useful. He can still, and his most of his damage is regen based, which is kind of sad. Kind of like Sephiroth Inject. He's not. He's gonna be HP plusing a lot because his EX is super slow. Oh right, he Renzo'd first. That didn't help you. What are you doing? Oh, the flips go. Oh. He doesn't know. Yeah, his EX is super slow. I think he's got a 3-skill recast, and his EX launches and slightly batteries the party. But it's not really even a good battery, and it delays someone. I mean, and he has like 14 skills, so he can't spam. He has to HP plus a lot, so he actually loves like Selfie. Selfie is Caius's best friend. Otherwise, he's kind of sad. He's got decent damage. It's just he just feels incomplete. I can't rag on that enough. This kid's like he's a launcher and he's also a debuffer, but he's not really a good debuffer, and he's also primarily regen based, so he doesn't deal that much damage on his own. It's just, I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. I think he's probably one of the worst EX Plus characters, just because his kid's kind of awkward. But there's gonna be people making him work. Not doubting it. It's just that I can't personally recommend. And speaking of not recommending, we have the other half of the banner, which is my boy Noel. He is a favorite of mine, getting purpled on the spot. But I don't think he's super stellar either. He got slandered in the Japanese server because he barely got anything on his realization. To be fair, he didn't need much because his attack stat is bugged. So even today, in the Japanese version, he still has the highest attack in the entire game. So he got 0 attack up passes. But if you look back to my video with him on the 2-8 chaos, you saw he was still doing good damage the whole fight. One of his biggest problems, which was actually capping if he had too much Brave, he gets inherent overflow and he also gets max Brave up. So that's no longer a problem, which is nice. His Bravery Plus gets turned into a Bravery Plus Plus. You get an instant turn on breaking. Note I said instant, not free. He will still eat up 2 turns if he breaks someone. But it's instant now. So you have a bit better turn control, I'd say. It really enables the true combo of Bravery plus break into skill 2. That's really all you can do because skill 1 will cap like no other. Where was I going with that? Somewhere. And his EX hits harder too. So he gets pretty close to doing 120k every time, especially if you pair him with Leo. He's just unstoppable. That's probably his best friend. Other than that, he's the same old Noel. He loves batteries, so he doesn't burn out. He doesn't want he doesn't want the enemies to gain Brave. It's a weird, delicate balance because Noel likes when enemies stay broken, but he also likes getting the free skills so he doesn't burn out. Yeah, I carried him. I didn't carry him. I used him until Burst Era started, and the changes with Brave reduction instead of defense kicked in, and then I just got sick of him because I said, what's the point? Because the one amazing thing he had going for him, which was ignore defense, super splash EX, got shit on too. So why would I just said, fuck it, I'm not using him anymore. But good DPS. I started recording around that time too, so you can see I used him in Eldnar's Chaos, which was right before Trey Chaos, if I recall correctly, and that was right before Burst. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Noel solid. I think overall this event's kind of a dud for most players. Unless you're a big 13 fan, then you're gonna want to max both of them. But yeah, mostly yeah. Tier 10 is coming out this month. I got a video in the works. I'm getting my research and notes done. Yeah, notes. Scary. Yikes. That one's a doozy. If you don't have Leo free, I recommend, spoiler alert, Leo and Hope are going to be your 2 stars for this stage. So if you can get them free for that, please do. But yeah, I'll cover that later. World of Illusions, Diablos. Oh boy, Wakka and Aerith. Wakka's sick, dude. Rework, dark attack. Is that what it's called? I don't remember. More brave hits. Great daring, I think is a skill too. Wow, I'm rusty. Crazy brave gain, party battery overflow, I think it is. And his EX is up, I think like a skill and an HP plus, and he's got hella skills, so he can just spam his ass off. I want to say he's got like a 70 to 80% attack aura. Yeah, he makes everyone turn nuclear. It's pretty good. I'm not too familiar with this kit, but if you're a Wakka fan, you're going to want to go for him because he's going to be helping the party out like crazy. His EX, unfortunately, doesn't hit too hard, I think, from what I've heard from people, but I know he got, again, a ton of use until, like, Burst era, basically. So, can't go wrong with Wakka. The star of this banner for me, though, Aerith. I got her arts perfect and ready. Oh, man. Oh man, is she good? She has one of the best EX plus kits in the game, I think, in terms of well-roundedness. Cause all her problems got fixed. Like I can't point out one bad thing about Aerith once she gets purpled. Her overflow buff gets 6 turns of uptime, not the awkward 3 that I'm always extending with Yuna. Whew. That's up permanently. It also gets a Brave Overflow, or a 20% tacked on. So pretty much, Aerith is the anti-cap, which is also amazing because she batteries like mad too. Her EX turns into, not only does it Brave gain and then Overflow for the party and battery them all, it then dumps the HP. And heals the party at the same time. So not only is she relying on healing wind for healing, now her EX heals too. So Aerith will pretty much keep you alive through anything, on top of her having last stand. Her HP plus hits super hard. It's a 3-hit Brave plus HP. Oh, and she gets recast up too. So I want to say like her EX is up in like 2 or 3 HP pluses in one skill. It's actually insane. She goes from a support with heals to a magic DPS who can also burst heal you. Aerith is amazing. The overflow, running her with other battery supports, especially if they also have overflows like Selfie or Porom, is just nuts. She is so much fun to play. I love it. Instant purple, great sphere. She has her artifacts to bitch about, but she really only needs 3 healing wins. That's all I ever ran with her in JP. I'm excited to run her now because I took the time while double World of Illusions was up way back to form out her 108 X3 plus healing wind X3. She's already hitting hard right now, so I mean, fucking man, she's gonna be killing, and I'm hyped. In terms of farming, just get a Vaughn 35 and a Leo friend, and Diablos, however you say it, gets deleted instantly. It's actually hilarious. This is a great time to take advantage of Universal Super Synergy because you'll just be taking cheeks. It's ridiculous. Farming will be quick. This is the event when Wild Points appeared in JP, and they finally bumped up the I think this is when they bumped up the base points. So yeah, all the quality of life changes for boards that you've been experiencing just happened in JP. So feel grateful. Yeah, that's nice. What's after that? Sync. Or what did Josh call her? Sync-key? Whatever. 5. I'm gonna just call her 5 because I'm not gonna get her name right. She's, I don't know shit about her, honestly. I know she gets a recast up and skill recovery, and I think she also gets some kind of speed buff to herself, so she doesn't get yeeted from the turn order. Please, this I don't give my thoughts and what I observed. I didn't see many people build her beside Infighter, who's the Type 0 stand. I don't know anything. Eh, sorry. But look at the infographic when it comes up. But the star of this banner, I think, is Snow. Snow gets one hell of a rework. Oh my god. He's going to get compared to Zac a lot, and for good reason, because he pretty much negates Brave damage completely. Like he hits zeros, but he doesn't need a Zac shield to do it, and his shield also doesn't get screwed by insta-break. So you go back and bring Snow to Fran's Chaos, and you're going to have a similar effect to where he's tanking the damage, but a bit more effectively. I know Snow also does... Snow does not... Let me get this straight. Zac has way more raw damage than Snow. That's what Zac has over Snow. But what Snow lacks in raw damage... And his damage is already good, mind you. He has a lot of benefits to the party. Like, he has Zac's aura, but he also has, I think it's an HP up aura, don't quote me on that. He's got Party Battery on Bravery Plus, Party Battery on Steel Guard, his skill 1, I believe. I think he's got Party Brave Reduction as well. I'm really spitballing here, and I refuse to look at the database right now. Because if I get it wrong, fuck it. One take. And he's got party heals on his C65, and it works out pretty well because Snow's slow as fuck. So if you got like fast party members, they'll be healing and they'll just be appreciating the HP regen aura. So yeah, Snow's got a lot going for him. A lot going for him. His biggest downside is actually his lack of overflow. Like he's got like 120% overflow on his skill 2 Frost Strike. Like that shit caps his HP plus caps. It doesn't mean build him with a max Brave, but I mean it's just kind of sorry. His limitation again, he does not do nearly as much damage as Zac, but he does have some upsides. I will be throwing a lot of resources at him. I don't know what I'm throwing yet because it depends on how this Hope banner goes. Because those pulling for Hope, pulling for Snow, I'm only 2 inches this month. Let me get that out of the way. But yeah, Snow's EX stuff is super fast too, and he's got a ton of skills, so you can just spam. And he loves batteries. He loves overflow auras. Aerith, for instance. So yeah, gotta run him. He's good with Noel also, because if the enemies aren't dealing Brave damage, then Noel can, or if they're doing minimal, then Noel can easily break or keep them broken. So just something to keep watch out for. I ran them together a lot, and he screwed the break order. Why don't they go over this in the tutorial? Ugh. Okay. And then Jack, the Mikita god. Oh man, the Glue Eater. Oh lord. Oh man, Jack made co-op a living hell in the Japanese version. Some of my beginning videos on this channel, I got one of them on tape. I think it was Co-op Adventures episode 1, and that was my only co-op adventure because I didn't really like recording those. I'm so corny. I tried to like roast people while I was playing, and that just didn't land at all. I wasn't feeling it, so I tried to do something else. As you can see, we grow as people here. No stagnancy. Stagnancy, is that a word? One take. Jack has he has EX start, and it's a double dump 100% AoE. That made him palatable to co-op players. Because Jack deletes co-ops in seconds. It's kind of like what Golbez does, but better. He just stabs himself and co-op dead. His co-op's gonna go by so fast, assuming people pull for him. I hope they do. Jack friends are awesome. But yeah, he's got ridiculous DPS. He's got the Noctis gimmick where he jumps in front of people after breaking them, and after he has a follow-up like Noctis, but he doesn't need a debuff on them or a plus version of his skills. If he breaks them, he will jump in front. This and this is only for his skill 1 and skill 2 that applies. He only does that for HP plus and Brave plus if you break them. Like if he just does a normal HP plus and he doesn't break them, if they're already broken, then he won't jump. Yeah, he's just ridiculous. Ridiculous damage. Ridiculous damage. But the co-op problem was that the Jack would have the last turn before the enemies, and he'd just keep using skill 2. And it'd always be the purple Jacks with no other weapon passives. So they'd be doing like 1k a hit. They'd be doing piss damage. And you just have to watch them Ishin Bayo just over and over again. Oh my god. Mikita! Just, the nightmares. And then there was a co-op with a guaranteed guaranteed hit the next month, and Jax would spam it, and then they'd use EX and get themselves killed. It was to the point where I was like running Bosch or Cypher to prevent them from getting killed because they weren't smart enough to not. I hate co-op Jax. They're so good. Oh, but hopefully it doesn't happen again. So pull for Jack. Just be smart, please. I'm not gonna pull him. I finally played Type 0, and I'm leaning towards wanting to pull him, but he's. I just don't need him. I'm interested in more characters. Maybe I'll pick him up in JB. Ramza, on the other hand, instant purple. Instant. Oh, good lord, what they did to him. Oh, his bravery plus becomes free. He's got buff start. Triple break becomes AoE. Got bigger battery. It ups your shout stacks. So his longevity, not longevity, it's not a word. He lasts a metric fuck ton longer. He's outputting like insane amounts of free turns, and he'll just buff your score like mad just because. Oh, and he has buff start for the party too. So yeah, Ramza, he's just goes back to being Jesus mode. I mean, and plus his tactics gotta represent. Oh, I'm hyped for Ramza, boy. Not much to say about that. You're gonna want a purple Ramza. Don't sleep. Oh, before I forget, let me double back a little and talk about the fights, because I realized I didn't talk about those, and I tried to. Diablos single target, lightning can solo it. It's got some nasty HP attacks. It's not too bad of a fight, so don't be concerned about that. That's gonna get RNA, Tifa, Ishtola, so whatever. Sync. That fight is interesting because the first wave is these mirrorless, and they're the ones that explode at the end unless you launch them or freeze them. So I hope the Setzer friends are still up. I don't know why they did that. Yeah, that it'll catch people off guard. So please be aware. You need to launch them or freeze them, or else they will kill you as a desperation move once you kill them. Otherwise, the last part of the fight's single target. So Ishtola, Tifa, RNA, easy chaos. Or you could do the other god strat and hope Leo Vane. Same results, different process. Jack Chaos is kind of nasty because Ignis is actually synergy, the third synergy there for Ramza too. So it's actually got some nasty debuffs. The boss is kind of tanky too because Jack has so much DPS. You got ridiculous DPS plus a free turn buff god, both synergy and debuff immunity. So yeah, that fight's kind of toxic. You need to bring out some big guns for that. RNA, double RNA, easy chaos. Although I don't know, she might burn out in there. I'm curious to see what happens going forward with RNA. Only time can tell. I think I covered everything. So again, my plans for this month are to 1 out of 3 Hope, 3 out of 3 Porom, 3 out of 3 Aerith, 3 out of 3 Noel, 3 out of 3 Ramza. Oh, that's a lot of ingots. Due to matches end, books of people along the way. I'm cutting it. This is a big month for me. Ramza, Aerith, Porom, Snow, all getting purple, then Hope's getting 1 out of 3. Yeah, that's all I got in mind. Anything else I wanted to get off my chest? I don't think so. don't take me as a source of truth. This is just my opinion. I'm just some idiot on the internet. Always do your own research. If you need someone to tell you how to poll, unsubscribe from my channel, or say something dumb in the comments, I can roast you. Or please tell me that polling faster makes me less likely to get a weapon. I'd love to hear that again. Okay, I think I've talked long enough. I want to get back to Final Fantasy XIV. I'm hyped for Hope. Hope everyone's staying safe. I am fortunate enough to still be employed and working from home, but I know not everyone is fortunate. So if you're out there struggling, just hang in there. You got this. Take this as your moment to make some. Where am I going with this? Try to make a positive out of this. Come out of quarantine better than you came in. You know, something like that. Something to look forward to. These are dark times, but we will get through it. And on that note, y'all are ugly. Bye!